A very good afternoon to you all. Thank you for watching UBC Television, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. My name is Wadulo Mark Arnold, and this is your lunchtime news, this 17th day of February 2024. So without further ado, let's get straight into the bulletin. In our first story, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni has urged Christians to emulate examples of the late Janani Luwum, who died for speaking the truth and fighting injustice. The president's speech was delivered by the Chief Justice, Alphonse Owindolo, during the 47th commemoration of the Janan Luwum Day at St. Paul's Church in Mochwin, Kitgum District. Janan Luwum, a former bishop of the province of the Church of Uganda, is believed to have been killed by former late President Idi Amin Dada for opposing his government. We have more details on the story.
By 9 a.m., thousands of people had already gathered at St. Paul's Church of Uganda grounds to commemorate Janan Luwum Day. The Archbishop of the Church of Uganda, Stephen Kazimba Mugalu, was the main celebrant. He urged government to develop the place where his colleague, the late Janan Luwum, was buried at Mochwin in Kitgum into a tourist site.
There's still so much to do on this Janan Luwum project in order to give it an international outlook and thus attract more benefits accruing from tourism investment. This year's event has attracted more people, more pilgrims, and more support towards the work being.
The clergy commended government for making 16th February an annual public holiday in remembrance of the late Archbishop Janan Luwum's contributions to Uganda's development.
Archbishop Janan Luwum, although I didn't live with you, but I saw you when I was a young seminarian. You were a leader. And you stood for Christ, for your people, not only in Uganda, but also Boga Zaire.
The Minister for Internal Affairs, Kahindo Tafire, who joined the Christians in celebrating Luwum Day, urged the people to forget what happened in the past and embrace unity for a better Uganda.
What's primary and disregard what's secondary. Those faiths, those traditions, those beliefs that divide us should be discarded. Let's emphasize what uplifts our welfare. Let's emphasize what puts us together.
The President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, was represented at the Janan Luwum Day by Chief Justice Alphonse Owindolo. President Museveni urged all Christians to emulate the examples of the late Janan Luwum, who died for speaking the truth and fighting justice.
Call upon you all to embrace peace, tolerance, forgiveness, and reconciliation for the betterment of our nation. I thank the family for keeping the memory of Janan Luwum alive. Indulged in was in Kikolok, and we came to the resolve that what this part of Uganda needs, after all these years of devastation, is social revival. We need fundamental revival, fundamental recovery in this place of Uganda.
Janan Luwum, a former archbishop of the province of the Church of Uganda that comprised of Uganda, Rwanda, Burundi and Boga Zaire, present-day Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, is believed to have been killed by the then-President Idi Amin Dada for opposing his government. He was buried at his ancestral home in Mochwin, Kitgum District. I'm Nafka Farida and Aguta Philip.
The National Union of Disabled Persons, Uganda, is dismayed over the poor performance of candidates with special needs, especially during the recently concluded Uganda Certificate of Education's UCE examinations. In the recently released UCE results, out of the 809 learners that sat for the 2023 exams, only 76 passed with the first grade. More details on this report.
Abilities continuing to perform poorly, despite the advocacy that NUDIP is making, and despite the interventions that we see Ministry of Education putting in.
Out of a total of 2,652 learners with special needs that sat for primary leaving examinations in 2023, only 121 passed in grade 1. In the Uganda Certificate of Education results for 2023, out of the 809 learners that sat for the exams, only 76 learners passed in first grade. The poor performance was realized mainly among the dyslexic learners, those with visual impairment, and those with hearing difficulties.
All these categories that I've read, you find that those who had challenges with sight seem to have done well compared to the rest of the categories. In brief,
apart from poor performance, there was a significant decline in the number of special needs learners that transited from primary level to high school level. According to NUDIP, the poor performance and low transition of special needs learners is partly attributed to the number of challenges, including limited education materials for learners, lack of needs assessment of their special requirements, inaccessibility of learning institutions, among others.
There's a report that was made by the Auditor General of Government to invest in special needs education, and we see this is not being done as recommended. So we encourage government to pick up the recommendations from this report and implement the actions there.
Several recommendations have, however, been made, not limited to provision of relevant teaching and learning materials and training of specific teachers to handle special needs learners.
Request government to improve the in-service teacher training curriculum to give teachers knowledge and skills to support learners with disabilities and other learning special needs.
The category of learners with special needs who sat for UCE 2023 included 35 learners with visual impairment, 71 with hearing difficulties, 79 physically handicapped, 90 dyslexic, and 183 learners with low vision. Susan Naung and Kenneth Tanaba reporting for Ubc TV.
School directors, head teachers, students and parents in Luwero District are in a celebratory mood for the remarkable performance improving in last year's UNEB Uganda Certificate of Education exams. And this has seen the district ranking 4th best in a number of the first grades attained. Luwero District got 2,145 grades and were only battered by Wakiso District with 12,411 first grades. Kampala District in second position with 5,931 first grades, and Mukono, which came third with 5,532 first grades. More details in this report.
At Katikamo SDA Secondary School, which is one of Luwero District's academic giants, the Director of Studies, Daniel Okurut, says that trust in God, coupled with teamwork, enabled the school to have 178 students passing in Division 1, 38 students in Division 2, and 15 students passing in Division 2 out of the total 231 students that sat for last year's UNEB UCE examinations.
We attribute each and everything to God. Number 2, we have a team of administration led by our head teacher, Mr. Dayo Paul. He's an excellent team leader and a team player who had led us in the previous 2 years, and things have turned the tables upside down and we are achieving that. And I cannot fail to take the gratitude of the committed staff. It is a real team. We have a team of teachers that work tirelessly to ensure that our students get the best of everything that God has prepared ahead of us.
David Senkungu Balaba, the headmaster of Luwero SS, located in Luwero Town Council along the Kampala-Gulu Highway, appreciated the founding body, the body of governors, and government for the support, which enabled the school to have 51 students passing in Division 1 and 79 learners passing in Division 2.
We thank the Board of Governors, we thank the Ministry of Education, the Parents Teachers Association, the foundation body, that's the Church of Uganda, that has really supported us in all aspects. We also thank the parents, not necessarily on the committee, the executive committee, but the parents who haven't been able to give a conducive environment to the other candidates who have been able to score highly.
Destiny Christian High School headmistress Zakumunda Constance Karamaji has been so elated for the school's good performance in last year's UNEB UCE exams, which she attributed to the God-fearing candidates.
And we want to thank God for this success. First of all, we want to thank, on behalf of my colleagues, I want to thank the Almighty God. I want to thank our directors. I want to thank the big team of teachers and non-teaching staff or support staff who have really done a great job towards this success. We really thank God for that.
Luwero SS's Titus Katumba, who scored 9 aggregates in 8 subjects, says he wants to be a medical doctor.
I offer BCM stroke ICT, and I want to be a medical doctor in the future as my career.
All school managers interviewed revealed that they are very ready to implement the Ministry of Education's new competence-based curriculum for lower secondary schools. Marsha Miro Victor, UBC News.
The Vice-Chancellor of Ndeje University, Reverend Canon Professor Olivia Nasaka-Banja, has applauded the university's sports contingent for their exceptional representation at the 19th edition of the Association of Uganda University Sports Games. This was at an honor event at the contingent of 128 men and women who represented Ndeje at the 19th AUUS Games held at UCU Mukono in December last year. More details in this report.
Reverend Canon Professor Olivia Nasaka-Banja explained that due to budget constraints at the time, they were only able to send selected and scrutinized teams that they believed had the capacity to win gold and silver medals.
Invest more time, more funds, and ensuring that our facilities that are available are upgraded every time to ensure our students can always be having that competitive edge that brings us gold whenever we go out to compete.
Looking ahead, Reverend Canon Professor Olivia Nasaka-Banja assured the Ndeje University Sports Fraternity and well-wishers elsewhere in Uganda that the university would make thorough preparations for this year's Association of Uganda University Sports Games to ensure that they retain their hard-won trophy. The Vice Chairperson of the Board of Trustees of Ndeje University and Mukono Diocese Bishop, the Right Reverend Enos Kito Kagodo, who was the guest preacher, advised the sports people who are currently competing for trophies and crowns that wither and rust, that they should consider competing in the race for eternal life which Jesus Christ guarantees.
So what our goal this day, as we celebrate victory that we attained at the university, and I thank everybody who participated, and I'm going to give God the glory. We celebrate that victory, but in the same way as we celebrate the victory attained by the university.
Bishop Kagodo also flagged off a 2-man contingent bound for Oman, where they are going to represent both Ndeje University and Uganda at an international sports event.
First year.
For 1 silver. The total contingent of 151 people included 23 officials. Notable trophies won include the overall champions and both the champions karate women and men. Ndeje University has established itself as a powerhouse in Ugandan sports, having won the Uganda University Games 6 times, the East African University Games 7 times, and the African University Games once.
Now, in more news, jubilation and ululation after the release of the Uganda Certificate Education examinations yesterday by the Uganda Examination Board following their successful performance was witnessed. Our reporters have made tours in different schools to see how the situation is. And particularly at Brixton Senior Secondary School in Watuba, out of the 29 and 10 students got first grade. The head teacher, Namulondo Jazira, attributed their success to their hard work exhibited.
Banenga nafunye first grade nebaza Allah chinkoledde okubanga nfunye first grade banaye abasomesa baffe abatubeereddewo nnyo banaye madam head teacher webale ekyemu waffe abadde maama abadde buli kimu gye tuli okubanga tuyita bulungi abaana be era nga nkomawo ku Brixton eryo essomero litufudde kye tuli olwaleero era nga ndi wano nsomera ku Brixton Senior Secondary School nsooka okwebaza Allah yansobozezza okutuuka wano wendi
era tugenda mu medicine era mukimanyi yanga twala okusobola okwebaza ekyemu waffe ono bamuyita Namulondo Jazira atubeereddewo nnyo kuba omusajja akima ebibuzo ng'enkuba etonnya ebibuzo ng'enkuba
kuva no ku Brixton Senior Secondary School ewatuba mpozi njera bulijjo tuli basanyufu nnyo kubanga abaana baffe buli kaseera bakola bulungi naye mpozi ku mulundi guno eno bakisussizza kubanga bakoledde ddala bulungi okusingako nga bulijjo. First grade zibadde nnyingi ne second twebaza Katonda okutuusa kuli nekkula ne tuba nga tusobodde okukola akabonero ako tumwebaza nnyo yeebale nnyo yeebalire ddala ne tuddako ne twebaza director waffe omulungi okusobola otubeererawo mu buli kimu mu buli bye twetwaga director omukulu Hajji Aruna Sentamu abasomesa baffe bonna kera ddala tutunuulira Katonda then ekyokubiri tukwasisa empisa kubanga ffe oba tolina mpisa wanene ku Brixton n'obeera ng'oli mulungi otya obeera otulemeredde ebyo ebintu by'enjawulo bye tulina ku masomero.
The Fisheries Protection Unit of the UPDF has embarked on sensitizing fishing communities on appropriate fishing practices within Eastern Cluster. During the sensitization meeting at Chiyindi landing site, 8 boats of the silverfish containing 1,260 species of premature Nile perch were intercepted and 22 fishermen arrested, although they were later released after being cautioned and educated on the dangers of trading in such.
The fishing community sensitization is centered on proper fishing practices to preserve aquatic life for reasonable business motive.
Today we have sensitized our fishermen here and we are telling them the dangers of catching immature tilapia. Nowadays you can see all over on the lakes, rivers, fishermen are crying that there is no tilapia and Nile perch in water. But we are telling them this method they are using, it cannot allow tilapia to mature. So we are telling them to stop this method they are using of the longer fishing net, which goes deeper in water, like 22 meters, then width it is around 70 meters, which catches the silverfish and the younger tilapia and Nile perch.
Stakeholders in the fishing sector have resorted to disguised methods of doing illegal fishing, pretending as silverfish dealers to catch undersized fish species.
We founded 8 boats of silverfish. On checking them, we found them with 1,260 juvenile Nile perch, which is illegal and against the law.
At Kindi landing site in Luwero District, 8 boats were intercepted and 22 fishermen arrested, cautioned and released.
Then
he arrested 22 fishermen of silverfish, especially the fishermen of Mukene, who fish in the pretext of fishing of Mukene or silverfish. They fish juvenile Nile perch, as we have seen.
These are encouraged to adapt to acceptable fishing gears to avoid running battles with enforcement teams.
Instead, when they are fishing silverfish, they go back to the old method of chota instead of hurry up. This hurry up is a dangerous method. It takes all silverfish and Nile perch.
From Boyikwe District, the team proceeded to Jinja District, where an operation was conducted in Jinja Central Market and Tax Park Market, targeting stores dealing in illegal fishing gears. Local leaders in Jinja City rendered support to the unit officers.
And we have found out that these people with the businesses are selling illegal gears of nets. We have got 2 boxes of illegal gears of mesh size 2.5 inches and 3 inches.
The operation team impounded illegal fishing gears and the 2 businessmen were arrested.
Catch mature fish, because if you use a net of 2.5 inches, automatically it's going to catch very young fish, of which the young fish, even if you get 100 pieces, you won't get anything from that part, from that fish. We have arrested people that were found owning those shops. We have arrested them. We have handed them over to police, Jinja CPS. They are going to, the law is going to take its course.
The fishing committees are urged to mobilize and work in groups to attract government development programs and other assistance from non-state actors towards improving fishing activities on Ugandan waters. Abdul Nasili Luwama and Rogers Kumagum for UBC.
A state-of-the-art facility that will boost Uganda's technological and skill base is nearing completion in Chiruhura District. The National Science, Technology, Engineering and Innovation Center will offer training and research opportunities in various technology areas such as construction, automotive, agriculture and electronics. Now, this project, which has been launched by President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, or was launched by the president last year in Chiruhura District, is now 97% complete and is expected to be handed over to government by June this year.
Science, Technology, Engineering and Innovation Center is funded by the Government of Uganda and the African Development Bank and implemented by the National Council of Science and Technology.
I'm glad the government has really invested a lot and a lot of equipment has already come, and I think the civil works for the center are being concluded, so this center will be handed over soon for the government of Uganda to start operating in it. The equipment is very crucial in the capacity building of our citizens, especially skilling area.
Wills Basasha, the Director Manifesto Implementation Unit in the Office of the President, visited the facility to monitor its progress, which he says is in line with the vision of the NRM government.
Our visit has really found out that this is a very important center in as far as skilling and equipping our Ugandans in the areas of meteorology, automotive, and other forms of engineering is concerned.
The center is expected to benefit thousands of Ugandans who are interested in pursuing careers and businesses in the technology sector.
This project is to skill all Ugandans in different 9 technology, the metallurgy, engineering and civil, then automotive and electromagnetic science technology. So it is here to equip all the neighboring countries.
The project was launched by President Luwero Museveni last year in Luwero District, is now 97% complete and is expected to be handed over to government by June this year.
We started this project in May 2021, and so far from now we are on around 97% completion, and we are handing over soon.
It will cover various technological areas such as construction, engineering, automotive technology, agricultural mechanization, and electronic engineering. Nasari Fatia, Joseph Okow, reporting for UBC News.
So we'll now take a short commercial break, and when we return, we'll be giving you more news. Please do stay tuned.
Fred!
Osmosis.
Freddy! Fred Dollar! My boss, CEO Inojo, the general of generals, the conqueror of conquerors, the first and the final, the sky above the skies, the promised land, the terms and the conditions, the international king crocodile, the source of the
Osmosis.
the Nile.
I don't have money today.
Just take a polite loan of 200k to stock my shop. The signs and symptoms of success. The bank commander, not the bank teller.
Why hassle for a loan when you've got MTN Momo? We're sorting. Use the Momo app or dial *165*5# for all quick loans. Choose from the different loan options from our partners and get one that works for you. Together, we're unstoppable.
The energy of this land comes to life in dreams and memories. It lights up in these nights and leads us towards new horizons. It was born in the hearts of these men, of these women. The energy of this land comes from here. It comes from Africa, and it vibrates in each of us.
I'm powered by Africa.
Oryx service stations, powered by Africa.
Ebiseera by'okusaayo abaana mu masomero tebiteekwa kukaluubiriza n'akatono. Eno kusimba nnyiriri mpanvu, kano kalipagano ka bidduka. Simanya kuzunga na banka siripsi. Kati osobola okusasula school fees z'omwana wo ate n'okola n'ebirala ntoko ku ssimu ye ey'omu ngalo. Ekikola kyangu nnyo. Nyiga bunyizi *185*8 ogoberera ebikulagiriddwa oba okozese app ya MTN Momo. Ate kati okola ki olwaleero? MTN Mobile Money Uganda Limited erungamizibwa banka enkulu ya Uganda.
Welcome back. You're still watching the UBC Lunchtime News, broadcasting live from Nile Avenue. We now take you into the world of sports. The Uganda Futsal Cup 2024 semi-finals saw Park FC and Luwero Football Club advance after their respective victories over Chisenyi FC and Peach Pirates FC at the Old Kampala Sports Arena. Details in this report.
This week in the 2024 Uganda Cup semi-finals at the Old Kampala Sports Arena, Luwero Football Club beat Peach Pirates by 4-1. In the other match, Park FC qualified for the final as well after coming from 4-1 down against Chisenyi FC to draw 4-0 and win 5-3 on penalties. Both teams played fast and furious football as Chisenyi FC dominated the game, only for Park FC to capitalize on their last-minute exhaustion and emerge victors against their local futsal rivals.
Whenever you're coming for a game, you come for two things. You either win or you lose. That is it. We are proud of our players. We made our best. That was the end. In Islam we say it, that is qadr. It is a luck. Penalty shoots out is a luck. The one who has a luck wins the penalty shootout. And I wish the best for others.
Park FC head coach believes that his side were the better team and praised the boys for the courage they gained to fight until the end.
Everybody expected a great showdown. And indeed we had a great showdown. But ultimately, the better team always comes up and stands strong. We stuck to the basics, yeah? Just keep playing that ball, keep distributing it, just keep swinging it. At the end of the day, you know, pockets will present themselves, we'll put the ball in there, and ultimately goals will appear. Yeah. If we had actually stuck in there, much longer, we wouldn't have taken the game to penalty shootouts because these guys were tired. Yeah, they were just waiting for the final whistle. Unfortunately, they didn't know that we had better plans. Yeah, and here we are. Penalties, we still stood strong, and we won the game ultimately.
Park FC and Luwero Football Club will play the final of the Uganda Futsal Cup on Friday the 23rd of February 2024 at the Old Kampala Sports Arena. Park, who currently sit at the top of the Super League table, will be hoping to win the Uganda Cup trophy as they aim for a double this calendar year. Marsha Miro Victor, UBC News.
And yes, that brings us to the end of our lunchtime news. Thank you for being a lovely audience. Do stay tuned later on for more news in our subsequent bulletins. And also do remember today is Saturday where we do have the weekly business roundup. And I'll be your host, Wadulo Arnold. Have yourselves a lovely one.
UBC, inspiring Uganda.
Before you say yes to a man, make sure that he has asked a question. Make sure that he has asked the question. Because you see, sometimes he's high and just talking to himself. Other times he's just on a platitude of woman empowerment where he looks at you as a trophy and not a wife. Before you say yes to a man,